What happens when a 911 call comes in, but no one on the line speaks any English? Well, in the past, that usually meant calling language line, waiting for an interpreter, and sometimes that took minutes, all while the emergency kept unfolding in the dispatcher's ear. But not anymore. Today's AI-powered universal translators are providing dispatchers the ability to detect dozens of languages instantly, turning chaos into clarity in real time. From real-time voice translation to instant text-to-911 interpretation, AI is changing how we connect with callers across every culture and community. But are we just one mistranslation away from disaster? That's coming up next on TiPS, Today in Public Safety.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Here's your host, Fletch, with today's tips.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety. This is Fletch, I'm a NENA-certified ENP, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I bring you the latest, most informative, and sometimes controversial takes on emergency communications. Today we're taking a deep dive into something that sounds like it came straight out of Star Trek, the Universal Translator. But this one's not powered by dilithium crystals, it's powered by artificial intelligence. And it's already finding its way into public safety answering points across the country. Imagine this, a frantic caller dials 911, but the dispatcher quickly realizes they don't share a common language. Historically, this meant fumbling through an interpreter service, waiting precious seconds, sometimes minutes, trying to get a translator to come on the line while emergencies kept unfolding. But what if that barrier could vanish in real time? Well, that's exactly what AI translation tools are promising. Systems using large language models can now listen, transcribe, and translate nearly simultaneously, turning no hablo inglés into actionable, accurate information provided to dispatchers before an interpreter could even pick up. And it's not just text anymore. Voice-to-voice translation has come far enough that real-time, bi-directional conversation, you speak English, I hear Spanish. I speak English, you hear Mandarin, is no longer science fiction. A few early pilot programs have shown these AI systems handling over 130 languages and maintaining surprisingly strong accuracy, even in noisy environments. Now, of course, there's a flip side. The accuracy still depends heavily on the audio quality, the regional dialects, and context. And we all know how chaotic a 911 call can get. He's got a gun can sound a lot like he's gone to a microphone trained on a siren-filled background. The risk of misinterpretation isn't zero, and in public safety, that risk could cost lives. That's why some peace apps are using AI as a bridge, not a replacement. The AI can provide an instant rough translation, buying time until a certified interpreter can join the call. It also logs transcripts automatically, giving dispatchers a written record that can later assist investigations or QA reviews. Think of it as a language lifeline, an extra tool in the call taker's tool belt that ensures no one gets lost in translation, especially when seconds count. And the potential doesn't stop at voice. Imagine AI that can instantly translate text to 911, social media distress posts, or even live video captions, all routed directly to the dispatcher's console. So what's the end goal? A world where language isn't a barrier to help, where a Somali caller in Minneapolis, a Vietnamese caller in Houston, or a French tourist in New York all get the same response time and clarity. But as always, big questions remain. Like, how do we ensure privacy and data security with live translation models? Who's accountable for an AI mistranslation that changes an outcome? And can AI fully understand the emotion and nuance that come with a true emergency call? Yeah, it's the start of a new era, one where AI could become the dispatcher's universal translator, but just like any new partner in the Peace app, it needs to earn its trust, one call at a time. That wraps up today's episode of TiPS, Today in Public Safety. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you learned something new. For more updates and insights, follow me on social media at Fletch911, and you can visit 911tips.com for a complete archive of our previous episodes. My blogs are available online at Fletch.tv, and my professional website is Fletch911.com, which has got all of my contact information. Stay safe, thanks so much for listening, and if you're in public safety, thanks for what you do every single day. We'll catch you next time. Take care.
You've been listening to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Hosted by Fletch and available every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Catch past episodes on 911tips.com. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember to join us each week for the latest on NG 911. I am Spider Harrison, the official 911 voiceover dude. Catch me on Sirius XM on various channels, including 90s on 9, the 10 spot, and on the Weekend Countdown on Hits 1. Or don't regret it for the rest of your life. Either way, I'm good.